Hi, my name is Matt and I'm the electrical engineer here for Energy Generators. I'm in charge of installing and maintaining the power installation for the main stage at Reading Festival 2021. I'm a Gold Card accredited electrical engineer and I've been doing the events game for about 7 years. I was based in the Middle East and doing a lot of international events such as Jakarta Asian Games, the Special Olympics, the FIFA Club World Cup and a lot of Arab royal weddings.
My name is Mike, also known as Residual Current, and I've been an electrician for almost 10 years now. I usually work in the commercial industrial sector, but due to being a family friend of Energy Generators, I'm fortunate enough to lend a hand at some of the biggest events in the UK. This line of work is quite different from install work. Everything's temporary, but everything needs to be installed very quickly and everything must work.
I've been on site for 2 weeks installing the main stage. We have 4 500 kVA generators in synchronised, 18 sets of power lock and running about 400 amps of phase. Some of the sort of main challenges about installing this sort of gig is you're working alongside quite a few other companies and also trying to get their installation done as quickly and as safely as possible. We've got to install around them really and deliver their feeds exactly where they want. So getting the cable lengths and loads correct and a voltage drop, can be challenging, but we've got the right guys on site as well to get all that done professionally and safely. Once the show is running and before the acts come on, we can be pulling about 150 to 170 amps. When the acts go on stage, we can get up to 300 to 350 amps per phase. We're currently running 2 per phase and 240mm cable to the MDUs. 2 2000 amp panels, we're distributing the mains cabling throughout the stage.
We're currently finalising the VIP guest area, which is powered by 2 250 kVA generators that are synchronised together. The outgoing feeds supply toilets, a bar, a DJ and various lighting rigs around the VIP compound too.
We do use a lot of tooling, everything's got to be tested, full periodic testing and spec'd and phase rotation on every cable. We do have things that we have to repair like cable ends, so when we're doing that we use the basic electrical tools, all VD insulated to make sure we're good with safety. When we're maintaining all the kit on site, especially during show days, we've got to make sure all the generators are serviced and running properly because they're the main power for the entire stage. General faults can be issues with connectors if people drive over them or step them on people unplug. Sometimes you get the distribution boards, the breakers fail, we have to swap them out pretty quickly, but once the installation is done professionally to a good standard, the site can run itself pretty freely. I do have my tools on site at all times alongside me when I'm on standby, just in case anything sort of happens. I need to be there very quick to make sure no power goes down. My favourite sort of tools I always have on site that I couldn't really live without is obviously a full VD screwdriver set and all my test meters. They're something I just definitely couldn't live without. They're absolute lifesavers.
The right tools are essential in this line of work. You need quality tools that you can trust to get the job done. The kit you use isn't that far from like your usual electrician's kit. General hand tools, VDE cutters and screwdrivers are essential, all that sort of stuff. But with the sources of supply being generators, you also want to carry your fair share of mechanical tools too.
On most events, we always get the last minute additions and they always tend to come the day of the event. So on this one, Post Malone asked for 2 times 250 amp feed stage left. So we had to install that rapidly and quickly, a lot of high pressure to install that. And the day before Stormzy came, they wanted another 400 amp feed stage right. So we had to make sure we installed that correctly, make sure all the loads were balanced and we could actually supply that power correctly. So as being like the electrician on site, a lot of the times we do get overlooked. Everyone sees the sound, the video, the light show, but they don't actually see what goes on behind the scenes with the electrical installation. End of the day, it all boils down to the electrics that are installed on site. If we don't have that, then there's no event. So the best sort of thing about doing this sort of job is the team you get around you. The show opens on a certain deadline, certain date. Doesn't matter if you're ready or not. So it can be very stressful and very high pressure. But you know, when you get the lads on site, you all have good fun and you lean on each other to make sure everything gets done to a high standard. You do get to see a lot of behind the scenes that not a lot of other people would see, which is quite good at most of the time, and it can be a lot of fun.
I love helping out at these events because you get to see the inner workings of massive UK events. You also, you get to know that you've lent a hand in helping deliver something that thousands upon thousands of people will enjoy, which is pretty cool. And yeah, if you're on standby or on call on the night, it's not too bad either. You get to catch a few acts, and not many people can say they get paid to enjoy these events. So yeah, that's definitely the biggest perk.